What's up guys, Axie Daddy here, and welcome to my very first video on Axie Infinity. So today, I'm mainly going to be talking about my profile on Axie Infinity, how I got started, and just the general process that I took and went through. I'll also, along the line, be giving pointers on what I should feel you should do if you think you're going to get into Axie Infinity and you plan on getting into it. So let's get started. Here we have my profile. Right now, working with 77 SLP. This is the leftovers from what I bought. Breeded 2 Axies and about 35 AXS. Price is constantly going up. So if you want to get into Axie Infinity, if you have the money to, I advise you to do it ASAP because the price of AXS is always going up. Same thing with the price of Axies. I started it off putting about $5,000 into Axie Infinity, but you can definitely get in for less. Um, that being said, I do have I did buy 3 more Axies, but I gave them to a friend of mine so he can also get into Axie Infinity, start playing the game, grinding SLP, all that good stuff, breeding and all. But right now I am working with an 86% plant tank, 93% aqua mid. No, this is my 93% aqua backline, and then my mid aqua is 82%. So, how did I get into Axie Infinity? The process I took to get in, well, not even the process I took to get in, but the way I found out about Axie Infinity was a friend was talking about it one day in the Discord, and at the time, none of us knew exactly what it was. They just heard about somebody making money from it, and I got a little skeptical about it. People making money off of playing video games that's not going pro. It was sounded kind of fishy. So I started doing my own research, and I was seeing that people were making thousands of dollars from just breeding these little, NFT characters and then selling them like 5 days after they got them. People were talking about making, $20,000, $50,000 every 2 weeks, and I just needed to, get into the hype before it crashed or whatever. So I started off putting. At first, I put about $2,000 in, and I got these 3 Axies at a good price. It was about almost a week now. I got these 3 Axies, and then I decided that I was gonna invest a little bit more just to start off a breeding farm. So I'm gonna start breeding plants and aquas. My friend account, he has 2 plants and 1 aqua, so I have a little breeding method I can do with that. If you guys want to know about it, I can do that in a later video. Just let me know in the comments. But got 6 Axies altogether, and then I set it up so that my friend and I will both get a certain amount of SLP by the withdrawal date. Oops, wrong thing. That's not what we need to see. By the withdrawal date, so it's August 6th because he got in a day after me. Then, if we get a certain amount of SLP each day, I calculated how many Axies we can breed within the first week. So, we should have a good amount. Uh, not going to get into exactly how many we'll have right now. I'm going to do all that separately, but these are a part of that calculation. These are just 2 that I was excited to do, and I just bred out real quick to see how they would come out. A little test run. If you plan on getting into Axie Infinity, the first thing I can advise is to install Freak Axies extension, and Axie traits. Those 2 extensions will allow you to hover over the Axies stats, and you get to see the dominant, recessive 1 and recessive 2 traits before you buy it, so what breeds, body parts they will have, and you also get to see the amount of times it's been bred and all the base stats along with its pureness percentage. So those extensions help really well with finding Axies on the market, so you don't get chumped and somebody charges you more than what you should be for a certain Axie. Now, heading to the market, I feel that everyone should start off with a plant because they're great tanks. Makes the game much easier to play if you have a good tank. So what I would advise is as well, if you plan on breeding your Axies and starting a breeding farm, I would filter out the breeding count to 0, so it would be all the way up to 7. I advise you scroll it all the way down to 0 and then set that pureness to 6 so you can get as pure Axies as possible. Now remember, the higher the price does not always mean the better the Axie. You can get some really cheap Axies for you can get some really cheap Axies that are better than really expensive Axies, is what I'm trying to say, and vice versa. So just pay attention to what you're getting. If you don't know what you're getting, try to look up some, meta characters, meta body parts. People out there on YouTube already have it. I'm going to get to it once I get deeper in. I just need to do more learning. Right now, we're just on a journey together, getting into Axie Infinity. So you could use me as, your little test, but here's my in-game account. As you can see, I've been working in the arena. I got 3 out of 5 wins. Right now, only done 4 matches today, so that's pretty good. Sitting at 668 SLP, and at level 9, so pretty good. My strategy first coming into the game was to do a couple adventures. I went up to adventure 7, and then I took a pause from it, and then used the rest of my stamina to do arena so I could get SLP as well, and then get those 5 matches knocked out. Then once I was done, I continued doing the adventure mode. I did levels that I knew I can do pretty fast, so I could get experience. And then once all my energy ran out and I wasn't getting any more experience, I just did level 1 to get the 1 SLP and my quest completed, my adventure completed, so that I can claim the 50 SLP real quick, just like that. Then afterwards, I grinded out the higher levels, because the higher level you do, the more SLP you get, until I got to like 95 out of 100, and then I called it a day from there. So that was my strategy on in-game play. Outside the game, my strategy, I plan on starting a scholarship for people who want to get into Axie Infinity but just don't have the funds to get in. So I want them to be able to enjoy the game and play the game for free with, Axies that I've bred for them and, set up so that everybody else can just get a little bit of pay from playing the game and not have to spend thousands of dollars. So here's the start to it. This is like the landmark to the breeding process, well, to the scholarship. But outside the game, my strategy was, these aren't my highest percentages. My friend has a couple of the higher ones, but just to get 90%, so I could start the breeding process off right, and then buy some AXS while it's lower now. 2 weeks ago it was really low, and then it just blew up out of nowhere. So load up on AXS, because the price can still go up higher. Like, the price, you never know where it can go up to. So load up on AXS. That'll be what you should be spending your money on after you're already into the game. I don't advise to spend money on SLP. I did, just to get a few Axies, because I had some extra cash in my account. But I would not advise you to buy SLP. Just grind it out. Then after you do that, you can use whatever strategy you have to breed the Axies. So I advise you to use Axie Tech. Axie.tech is a great app. It's a breeding calculator, a pricing calculator. It does it all. So if I wanted to, say I wanted to sell this Axie right here, I just copy its number, Control C, paste it. It'll calculate its price for me. So like the latest sold on the market, it's going to take a second because it's getting an average out of the closest Axies to it. So there you go. I could sell it for about point 0.2 Ethereum, and the hopeful, stay patient, 0.36, scale down price, scale up, all that. This is a really helpful site to go on if you plan on breeding Axies and selling them. But I think that hits all the check marks for what I planned this video to be. This isn't supposed to be anything super professional. I just wanted to, I really just want to help some people out in the community, get new people into the Axie community and just have a good time. I know we all want to get some money. I know we don't all want to work jobs our whole lives. And I know a lot of us like to play games, so why not let Axie Infinity check off all those marks? Why not let me help you guys do it? Because I'm starting up, I'm hopeful for the next few months of where my Axie Infinity career can go, and I hope you guys stick to it and like and subscribe, comment down what other things you guys want to see, because really this first video honestly is the hardest one, just because I don't know what I want to talk about, and I really just want to interact with you guys. That's what I really want to do for the most part. I stream on Twitch. I have a Twitter and Instagram. That'll all be in the description down below. But if you guys want to see anything else, let me know in the comments, and I'll definitely be reading every single comment and getting back to every one of you. So have a nice one and have a good time.